The next part of our tutoring routine is focused on spelling words. You'll find this part of our routine next to the number 4 on page 2 of the document. Every time we use sound boxes to spell a word, there is a very specific process that we're going to go through. It begins with saying the word and then counting the sounds within the word before we take it to sound boxes. Watch as I show you how this looks and sounds. So we're going to start by saying the word. The word is a dish. Say dish, dish. Now I want for you to count the sounds in dish. Ready? D, ish. How many sounds did you hear? 3. So then how many boxes will we need? 3. The next step is to draw the boxes while saying the sound. So you're going to take a whiteboard and marker, and you're going to say each sound while you draw the boxes. Ready? D, ish, dish. Notice that I connected together my boxes. I drew them each one at a time as I said the sounds. Now we're going to touch each box and say the sound. So D is D. I'll have that right there. I is I. Sh is SH. Dish. Finally, we'll write the word like a complete whole underneath. Ready? D, I, sh, dish. Notice that each time I said the word and I said the sounds, I made sure I'm connecting the sounds that I'm hearing with the letters that are spelling them and then having that final word. One important consideration when you're using sound boxes is that each box is representing a single sound. And you have to remember that some sounds are spelled using multiple letters. So for example, you can spell the A sound using the letter A, or using the letters AI, or using the letters EIGH. And in all 3 of those scenarios, each of those groups of letters would go into one box because they are representing one sound. In the example on your screen, you can see that there are 3 sounds in the word dish. D, ish. The final sound, sh, is one sound represented by 2 letters. Those 2 letters go into a single box. The spell words part of your tutoring routine will probably take about 5 minutes. We want to provide students with the opportunity to spell multiple words with the pattern that we're focusing on. You're going to use step 5, new concept, spell. So there's a list of words there, or on the home practice sheet, you could use the new concept and sample words in order to practice spelling those words with sound boxes. You can also use the list of additional words that are on page 2 of every UFly lesson. So that's a great list that you could use to spell additional words. To do this step, you only need a few things. To begin with, you need your fingers because before we spell this word, we are going to stretch the sounds using finger stretching. Then the child needs a whiteboard and a marker so that they can draw the boxes and so that they can then spell the words using the sound boxes. You also need a list of words that follow the pattern that the student is practicing. So you'll find that list of words either in your UFly Foundations manual or on the home support practice page. This is an example of the words that you would use for this step. So you'll notice that it's pointing to the last part of step 5 in the UFly lesson. You have an I do, which is the word ship. So you can model with the word ship and show the child how you take the word ship and then you finger stretch the sound. So sh, ip, and you would say, I hear 3 sounds, so I'm going to draw 3 boxes. And then you would model drawing those 3 boxes while you say the sounds. Sh, ip, and then you would go back and you would touch each box and you would say the sound and put the letters in it. So sh is SH, I is I, P is P, the word is ship, and then you would write it one more time underneath. So you could model that word, and then you have a list of 4 more words that you could have the child do with you. So they could do the word shin, shock, wish, brush. Each time you're following that process where you say the word, You finger stretch the words saying the sounds. You count how many sounds you heard because that's how many boxes you're going to draw. And then you go back and you say the sounds and write the letters for each sound into the boxes. And then finally, you write the word looking like a real word all together underneath the sound boxes. We can still do the spelling practice if we're using the UFly home practice page. You would just want to use those new concept and sample words in the list that's like at the beginning of that practice for your different words that they are taking into sound boxes. And it would follow that same process where they say the word, they finger stretch the sounds, they write a box for each sound, they tap on the box and they say the sound, and then they write the letters into the box. And then finally, they write the word looking like a real word underneath the box. So they're getting lots of practice opportunities with this.